Hello, in this video we will show you how to use the West Midlands Cultural Infrastructure Map. This map shows physical cultural infrastructure in the West Midlands. You can also access other information such as demographics and transport data to see how it relates to cultural infrastructure. When you access the map, you can see a map layer and a dashboard at the bottom of the screen. You can use the plus and minus signs on the bottom left corner to zoom in and out. You can also move the map by grabbing it. The coloured spots on the map indicate different types of cultural infrastructure. You can click on the dots, areas and symbols to reveal more information. Let's examine the dashboard in more detail. It has 4 key buttons that will enable you to operate the map. To look at the different types of cultural infrastructure, you can click on the Legend button, which brings up a list of different typologies. Each typology has been assigned a colour and a shape for easy identification. You can use the sidebar to scroll up and down to view the full list. To examine how cultural infrastructure relates to other types of data, click on the Layer List button on the dashboard. This will open a list of different types of layers. You can then click on one or more layers to make them visible on the map. You can also reveal more information about each layer by clicking the small arrow next to each box. We are now going to show you each of the layers in more detail. We will start with the Cultural Infrastructure Data layer. This layer shows all individual pieces of cultural infrastructure. We recommend you keep this layer selected if you want to see how they relate to other layers and data. You can click any of the individual spots on the map. This will bring up a pop-up window with more information about the infrastructure you have selected. This includes information such as website, address and the type of infrastructure. For some venues, you can also see audience capacity. You can reveal additional information by clicking the arrow on the top of the pop-up window. You can again use the scroll bar on the right to scroll through the information. The Clustered Cultural Infrastructure Data layer enables you to view infrastructure in a clustered mode. If you want to use this layer, we recommend you unclick the other infrastructure layer. This layer shows all the sites for the Black Country UNESCO Geopark. You can click on any of the grey dots to reveal more information. Moving on, the Active Live Survey data provides an indication for cultural participation at local authority level. There are 2 different categories to choose from, but we recommend you only use one at a time. You can choose to look at either data relating to levels of people doing an arts activity, or data relating to the levels of people attending arts activity. The data is presented in the form of buttons that show engagement levels for each local authority. You can click the local authority district boundaries to see area borders. The levels of engagement are divided into high, low, moderately high, moderately low. You can click on the engagement symbol on the map to view the percentage of population engaging and the ranking as lowest out of 326 local authorities in England. For example, if the ranking is 2, it means that local authority is the second lowest for engagement in England. You can also look at demographic information for an MSOA area. Selecting this layer and then clicking on any of the areas on the map will provide information about demographics. For example, social grade, age and ethnicity. The colours on the map indicate the indices of multiple deprivation score for each MSOA. A darker colour indicates a higher score and therefore higher levels of deprivation. The West Midlands Cultural Engagement Score is a completely new metric for cultural engagement. It has been created as part of the wider research project and only applies to the West Midlands. Each MSOA area has been allocated a cultural engagement score between 0 and 100. A higher score indicates higher levels of cultural engagement. The average score for the West Midlands is 45. On the map, higher scoring areas appear as dark green, as areas with a lower score have a lighter colour. Again, if you click on any of the MSOAs, this will bring up a pop-up window that will show you the score. The map also includes transport data. This includes a number of different layers including railway stations, rail lines, metro stations, bus information and cycle information. Again, you can choose multiple layers at the same time. The Local Enterprise Partnership or LEP layer outlines the 3 LEP areas within the WMCA area, including Greater Birmingham and Solihull LEP, Black Country LEP, and Coventry and Warwickshire LEP. Click on an area to reveal which local authorities belong to which LEP area. The local authority and ward layers enable you to look at the boundaries of these areas on the map. You can also click on a local authority or ward on the map to view the name of the area. Now, let's move on to filters. These will enable you to select specific data that you are interested in. The first filter is for local authorities. This will enable you to pick one or more LAs to look at. To do this, select the Local Authority Area Filter button at the bottom of the dashboard. This will bring up a new window where you can select areas. Just click on the empty drop-down menu and choose the local authority you want to look at. After selecting your area, click Apply. If you want to select one or more local authorities, click on the Add Criteria button. This will give you another drop-down menu. Again, remember to click Apply to show the changes on the map. You can use a filter to look at specific types of cultural infrastructure. To do this, select the Culture Data Filter button on the dashboard. This will launch a pop-up window which will allow you to select data. To select categories, click on 0 selected and you can then click on the ones you want to include. To make your selection visible on the map, click on the toggle button on the side of the menu. You can also use a filter to look at capacity of venues. For this, write the number you want into the free type box. Remember to click the toggle button to make the venues visible on the map. You can search for overall venue capacity, seating capacity, or standing capacity. Please note that the capacity filters do not work if you have selected the clustered data option. Finally, you can export data from the map. To do this, select the small arrow on the bottom of the dashboard. This will open a new dashboard where you can choose which datasets you would like to download or view. The Options menu will give you the Export option. We hope you found this video useful. Our website also has instructions on how to use the map. For more information about the data sources, please visit the relevant page on our website. Thank you for watching.